Okay, today we are going to see ADC analog to digital conversion. So I am Selvaraj from SS Technology from India. Okay, so in ADC today we are using successive approximation method. Okay, so we are going to see the successive approximation method. This is a method is used to convert continuous analog signal into digital by way of generating digital binary data and convert into digital generated analog signal. After that, compare that analog signal with the actual incoming analog signal. Okay, if both are equal, then that time whatever the digital data is equivalent to the corresponding incoming analog signal. Normally, where we will get the analog signal? Normally, we will get the analog signal from the sensors and some frequencies or anything that comes under the analog signal. That analog signal for our embedded system. Okay, we need to convert it to digital. Then only you can compare. Okay, microcontroller and processor based on working based on the digital data. So we are in a position to convert into analog to digital. So normally sensor output is in the form of continuous analog signals. Okay, for that we are using the successive approximation method. As shown in this picture in the PPT slide, there is in successive approximation method there is a register called SAR. Okay, for that register you need to give clock signal as input. Once you give clock signal and you need to apply the start of conversion in ADC, then the SAR register will generate the binary data. So here if you say ADC is 10 bit means the output of the SAR register is 10 bit. If you say the ADC is 8 bit means the SAR output is in 8 bit. So now once you give clock signal, the SAR will generate initially the lowest value in digital data in 8 bit means 00. Then the 00 is getting into the DAC as shown the slide. Then the DAC will convert that analog signal, the digital data into analog. Then that analog signal output of the DAC in the slide is connected to inverting input of the comparator, and non-inverting input of the comparator is connected to sensor. Okay, sensor output or whatever analog signal. So whatever the analog signal you want to convert now from the sensor or any device, you just connect it to the channel of the ADC. So both generated analog signal and actual analog signal is connected to comparator and it is compared. So for next clock test, the lowest digital data is incremented by 001. Like that, the maximum in 8 bit FF. So once every time is incremented, that time DAC will generate the analog signal. That analog signal every time will be compared. Based on the conversion time, this process will be performed. So once the generated analog signal and actual analog signal both are equal, then the comparator output will change from 0 to 1. So once the comparator output changes, that time whatever the value, digital value in SAR is equal digital value for your incoming analog signal. This method is called successive approximation method. Okay, now as shown in this picture, we need to apply clock signal to the SAR register. Once clock applied, then the digital data will be generated. The digital data is given input to the DAC. The DAC will convert digital data into analog. This is the way analog signal is generated inside the ADC. The generated analog signal is compared through a comparator with actual analog signal. If both are equal, then the comparator output will change from 0 to 1. Then SAR, successive approximation register, will send EOC, that is end of conversion. Conversion is over. Then whatever the digital data in SAR is a digital data is a result. ADC analog to digital result. You can use that result for your automation. Now, before doing this, you should know, you should calculate manually. Okay, for your targeted parameter. Suppose I want to capture temperature at 70 degree. For 70 degree, I want to switch on my AC. At 60 degree, I want to switch on my AC. For that, manually I need to calculate before doing the ADC. Now, how to calculate the manually for equal digital data for your incoming analog signal? If the ADC model is 5 volt and result is in 8 bit, then the ADC is called 5 volt and 8 bit ADC. In this 8 bit ADC, 0 volt is the lowest voltage. For that, the digital value is 00. That is in hexadecimal. Then the maximum value is 5 volt. Maximum voltage is 5 volt. Analog voltage is 5 volt. Then the maximum digital output for the analog signal is FF. So we can easily calculate for 1 volt what is the digital value. That is for 1 volt equal to maximum value 255. That is FF divided by 5. So 51 in decimal. If you convert in hexadecimal, it is 33. This is a way you can find out manually. Suppose in my example, I want to capture for 70 degree temperature. My sensor now for 70 degree, say for example, is giving 3.3 volt. So I can calculate in my application. The unlock voltage is 3.3 volt for my targeted parameter temperature from sensor. So before writing software, please manually calculate the digital value for 3.3 volt. That is 1 volt equal to 50 ohm decimal means 3.3 volt equal to 3.3 into 50 ohm. So I will get 168.3 in decimal. Then I convert into hexadecimal. Once I convert into hexadecimal, then through software, if x equal to 168.3 decimal, then my ADC this is the targeted voltage unlock signal. Then I can switch my AC or anything I can do. 168.3 is in decimal. Okay, this is the way you can do in your software. See here, as shown in this picture, this is the interface between our sensor and LCD display with PIC microcontroller SysNAP 877A. So PIC SysNAP 877A is a 10-bit micro. It comes under 14-bit microcontroller. In this 8 analog channels is there. AN0 to AN7 and 33 IO bits are there, and 368 bytes RAM is there, and 8K ROM is there, and 256 data EEPROM is there. Okay, so now in the as shown this diagram, temperature sensor LM35 is connected, output is connected to channel 0, pin number 2, and pin number 1 is the MCLR master clearator that is connected to a resistance, is pulled up to resistance. That is normally the MCLR pin should be high. Whenever you want reset, then you make it low. For that there is a reset switch is there. Then once you press the reset switch, automatically pin number 1 becomes 0 volt. If you are not pressing the reset switch, then the pin number 1 will get 5 volt. Okay, that is normally you should make it 5 volt for normal operating of a microcontroller. Then VDD and VSS is pin number 11 and VDD is pin number 11 and 32, and VSS ground is pin number 12 and 31. So it's clearly given in the circuit. And clock crystal oscillator, you can connect crystal oscillator from 4 MHz to maximum 20 MHz. See, if you connect 4 MHz, then the microcontroller will work in normal speed, that is XT. If you are connecting above 4 MHz, 10 MHz, 60 MHz, 20 MHz, then it comes under HS, high speed mode. Then see, once unlock channel when sensor output is connected to unlock channel, then through software you just start the conversion and then do the unlock to digital conversion. First in ADC, first step is first you need to select the channel. So here in this case channel 0. I should select the channel 0 using the ADC configuration register, control register. Once channel selection is done, then I can choose the conversion time. Once the conversion time is over, then I can send the start of conversion. Once the start of conversion is applied, then I can wait for conversion. Once conversion is over, the ADC will give end of conversion. I will check whether the EOC I got. Once end of conversion is I receive, then whatever the digital data in ADC register, I will take and I can use it. Okay, for that, for display my ADC result, my temperature or pressure parameter value. In this example, I am just connected to the LCD display. So as shown in this picture, LCD control signals are connected to port E, RE0, RE1 and RE2, and LCD data bus is connected to port B, RB0 to RB7. So then LCD power supply is pin number 1 and 16 is ground, pin number 2 and 15 is VCC, pin number 3 is VE, it is connected to variable resistance. Now this is the LCD display. See here, pin number 1 is connected to ground, pin number 2 is connected to VCC, and pin number 3 VE is connected to variable resistance. One end of the variable resistance connected to ground, another end is connected to VCC, and control signals RS is connected to RE of PIC microcontroller, and RW relay is connected to RE1 of PIC microcontroller, and enable connected to RE2 of PIC microcontroller, and data bus D0 to D7 is connected to port B of PIC microcontroller. This is the interface between your LCD and your microcontroller. Then next is the PIC 6877A in inbuilt AC. But whereas if you take Raspberry Eagle board no, for that you don't have ADC. So wherever you don't have inbuilt AC in your microcontroller or your processor, your portion is externally the unlock to digital converter IC. So here you are interested to the MCP3008. Okay, in this channel 0, this MCP008, channel 0, channel 1, channel 2, channel 3, of channel 7, 8 channels are there. So in this 8 channel, you can connect 8 unlock signals, a sensor or any device. By using software, you can configure the control of MCP008 ADC, by the way you can set channel. And then for this ADC, you need to give a V reference. The pin number 15, you get the reference way.
And pin number 16, you just apply the C. And pin number 14, just apply the ground. For this MCP308, you need to give clock. For the processor clock out, you just connect the clock. And you can get a cell in serial. And for checking the 308, you can use and put. You select C bar. Pin number 9 is ground. Now, we have a specification of MCP308. It is MCP308 standard C, SPI serial interrupt, operating voltage is 2.7 to 5.5 volt. Applications are interrupt, process control, data acquisition, and battery operator system. Next is, say this picture, this slide explains the interface between master and slave. Say here master has PB plus and slave MCP308. From the master clock CLK will to the slave, and the master MOSI is connected to slave MCP308, and the MCP308 ADC with the result through MSO serially, that is connected to SO. See clearly so this slide the interface